Hi, my name is Tim Neilson. I am an animal communicator and I'm also an energy worker. I help people and animals clear their energies and help them find ways to help them heal themselves. Now, animals cannot heal themselves, so animals do need people to work through this. One of the things I do with both people and animals is I clear blocks out of their energy. And how I usually do that is I put one hand on this side and one hand on that side, and I just run energy from one hand to the other. And when I find a block, and I usually do my work with my eyes closed, but when I find a block, it almost looks like in my third eye, like a tangled ball of twine. And then I just slowly work it out until it smooths out, and then the energy will then flow through the dog. I already did a little bit of work on Cashew. This is Cashew, by the way, people. And you can see Cashew's nice and mellow right now. When I first got here, he was all over me, giving me kisses. We've done a little bit of work. What I also do, though, is when I'm finding these blocks, I'll come across things that I call issues. And issues are where I need to then run a healing modality that I call the chosen on the dog. And in this case, with Cashew, he's got a vertebrae out in his hips. You gonna come over here, buddy? Come here, buddy. He's got a, come on. No, he doesn't. It doesn't matter. But anyways, he had a vertebrae in his back, and I found 9 issues in there. And so what I did was I again, with my hands on him, he's here with his mom. His mom's filming. But anyways, so anyways, what I did was I just ran my healing modality. And how I run my healing modality is we work on physical, spiritual, and emotional. And what I do is I then ask how many issues were there. I found 9 issues. So we send the issues back to the astral plane that they deserve. And this is how I was taught to do it, so I'm not taking any responsibility of where they go. But we just send those issues back. And then I ask that we take all the residual energy, because there's always residual energy, and I transmute that to love, light, and healing. I tell people if they're doing this type of work for themselves, they can transmute it to whatever they want. But in my case, I transmit to love, light, healing, and I sent it back to the vertebrae that was out. And then I go to past lives. We have these issues that sometimes come from life to life to life. And with the vertebrae, he had 3 past lives, Cashew did, that it was involved with. So I have to heal all 3 lives to make sure that that energy doesn't come back again into this lifetime, and that injury or pain or whatever will reoccur. And so when I clear those, then the next thing I clear is what I call layers. Layers, they accumulate very easily. The numbers are generally very high, but when we remove the layers, we remove a lot of the pain. Then I take out the entities. And what entities are negative energies that are brought to this world, and I took them off of Cashew, and then I again remove them, and I bring the residual energy and transmute to love, light, healing again, and bring it to Cashew. Well, the last 3 things I do is I remove all the body memories from past, present, and future, and then I do what I call a reset. It's almost like when you're working on your computer and you've done work and you need to reset it. I reset it so everything that we did sets back into Cashew, and the very last thing I do is I ask that any fragments of his soul that were lost in that particular injury or trauma, and I ask that be brought back to his soul. And I've done 2 areas on Cashew so far, and this afternoon I'll just slowly but surely work with dogs. With dogs and animals, we can't just, like a human, okay, you're gonna lie here for 2 hours and that's it. You sort of gotta work at the dog's pace. Some dogs are very excitable, so what I like to do is spend the first half hour, maybe even an hour, just playing with them. Get them to the place where they can lie down like Cashew is now. When Cashew's lying down like this, it's so much easier to work on him than when he's running around. When I first got here, we played tug of war for a good 15 minutes just so he could get used to me, and then he could, like I said, calm himself down. He's an elder dog, and so he calms down a little bit easier than some of the pups do. But so that's what a typical appointment with a dog would look like. Is the first little bits usually play. If it's a nice day and they're good at playing ball, whatever, just get some energy going out of them, and just, you know, get that excitement, because when they see me, they often get very excited. So I get that excitement off them, and then we can work with them. And I same with training. If you're ever training a dog, you always want to take that first little bit of energy off them so you can work with them. Training and healing are very similar that way. And then, like I said, I just slowly work with them, and and find out where they are. And dogs can, like I say, sometimes take a little bit longer because you just can't lie them there for 2 hours and work on them. So sometimes they take a few more appointments than a human would. But I've had a lot of success with animals, and I actually like working with animals. They have no resistance. And when they, I actually asked them, telepathically I asked them, when they say I can work on them, they give me permission, there's no resistance. A lot of people have resistance because they're not sure. The animals, they know. Usually when I work on other animals, the other animals in the room will actually come and lie beside them and support. I have a great story, but I'll share that for another day. Thank you very much.